Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this Monday edition of the Around the Ropes radio show. Now, guys, our guest has been on here before, but I'm going to give him his proper introduction. Last weekend, we saw him at TNA Slammiversary, and as of August 5th, I didn't know if could be possible, but apparently this god will be immortalized as he'll be entering the Immortal Championship Wrestling Hall of Fame, returning to the show, the Alpha to the Omega, the one, the only Greek God Papadon. Papadon, how you doing this evening?
I am doing well. How about yourself, Sunshine?
Doing very well, doing very well. How have you been? I know it's been a while since we've had you on.
I am doing what I need to do, and I am doing well and doing what I need to do, doing it well, if you know what I mean.
I totally get what you're saying. I wanted to, obviously, as mentioned in the intro, we saw you at Slammiversary. You were part of Mustafa Ali's entrance. And the funny thing is, I was with my girlfriend and Ryan Peterson, as you call him, Peter Griffin.
Yep.
And he actually was the one who noticed you first.
Okay.
So take us through what it was like being a part of, that entrance and being a part of that event with how historical it was.
It was awesome. TNA was an amazing experience. The hospitality, the professionalism, the camaraderie, the locker room, everything was A plus. Uh, Everybody there was very nice, world class acts. It was a breath of fresh air. Dealing with professional individuals as opposed to dealing with some of these people on the independents who think they're professional but don't have a clue. And being part of Slammiversary and being part of the Secret Service and protecting Ali was a cool experience within itself.
Now, let me ask you this: obviously we know Ali and Cedric Alexander were the first match on the show. Did that add more pressure to you guys because you guys were the first thing people saw that night?
Nope, because Ali and Cedric are both amazing talents, and they were going to set the mood off for that event. And if you needed two guys to step up and really set the aura and the atmosphere, those are definitely two of the individuals you would go to set the tone of the night, because they're both outstanding professional wrestlers, outstanding characters. They have ton of charisma, and they're superstars, and they proved it that night. So, I mean, to me, not to sound egotistical, it was just another day in the office. Um, the atmosphere was a lot bigger, obviously, in front of 8,000 fans. The stakes for messing up is a lot grander, but I thrive under pressure. It just makes me a better competitor. So to me, I was looking forward to the challenge. I'm glad we were able to overcome the challenge, adapt to the surroundings, all four of the Secret Service agents, and do our part and do it well, and then only add to the amazing match that those two individuals had that night.
Now, obviously, did you get a chance to see any of the other matches from Slammiversary?
Yes, of course.
Okay, what match stood out to you?
All the matches stood out for one reason or another. They all brought a sense of variety to the table. No two matches were the same. Um, the the main event was amazing. Santana really shows he belongs in that picture, in my opinion. The Hardys, obviously, with the ladder match, that was insane. But they're known for that. They're the king of the ladder matches, if you will. As tag team ladder matches, that is. And overall, from start to bottom, it was an amazing show. And I think it was um, a good step in the right direction for professional wrestling in general, because it was an amazing event.
I would agree with you 100% on that. I was in the building as well. Top to bottom, probably one of my favorite shows that I've ever been at.
Good.
But, obviously you were there. When did it hit you at all that you were going to be part of something historic? Did it hit you when you got to the arena, or when you were walking out, or afterwards? When did it finally hit you that you were part of something historic?
The moment I got booked, having an opportunity to be part of any national company at any pay-per-view, TV taping, uh, house show, If they whatever, any event is always a surreal moment. Whether it's TNA, WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, MLW, NWA coming up at the Paramount. If the opportunity presents itself and I have an opportunity with any one of those companies, it's always going to be an exciting adventure and a great time and a professional moment that I'm looking to capture and utilize to my advantage where it could get my foot in the door in said company and enhance my career.
And when we did see, like I said, it was myself, my girlfriend Amanda, and your favorite ring announcer Peter Griffin, who saw you. I just thought you in that Secret Service position was perfect.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Wait till you see the tapings that they did in Rhode Island this week. The live show, I was there. The following TV taping, I was there. So keep your eyes open. I mean,
I
obviously the live show was live, so if you missed it, you missed it. Watch the replay.
No, I did catch the live show, and when I saw you come out again, I was like, wow, two back to back.
It was quite a loop. So put it that way.
I definitely agree with you 100%. I think overall the whole experience, obviously from the fan perspective and me, was incredible. But obviously, there's nothing I want to get to because the announcement came out a couple days ago. I'm going to pull the poster up right now. That you are a part of the next class of the Immortal Championship Wrestling Hall of Fame. How did this happen? Who reached out to you? Just take us through the process if you can.
Here's the process. I entered the company. I kicked ass. I won the championship, the longest reigning champion of all time. I took the belt on a national level, meaning that when I was champion, I got hired to do a model shoot, a photo shoot with a cashmere sweater company called Nadam, and they wanted to use me because of my elegant, grand looks, and they had a campaign where tough guys can be soft too, because hence the cashmere sweaters and stuff like that. So they had bikers, they had this, they had that, construction workers, and they had a pro wrestler. So they used pictures of me with the Immortal Championship on billboards, on digital media, on print media nationwide. So I carried that company on my back like Atlas carries the globe and made that belt and that company relevant. They realized it obviously, and now I got a call from Mike King saying, "Hey, we want to put you in the Hall of Fame." I said, "All right, cool. Thank you." So, and I will be in it not only in attendance for the Hall of Fame ceremony, but I also have a match that night that I will not disclose because it has not been advertised by Immortal yet, but it's set in stone and it's going to be a banger when I tell you. So trust me on that one.
Can't wait to see it. But now, obviously, we know you have not been, you've not been back in Immortal in a while.
Yep.
Did you think, with how long you've been doing this, did you ever think that you would ever cross paths again with Immortal?
I don't know. Mike and I are friendly, even though he didn't want to, we stopped doing business together. It's nothing personal. It's just business. We've been friendly, wish each other happy birthday, check up on each other from time to time. There's no heat. There's no animosity. Fact of the matter is, there is no other wrestler like the Alpha and Omega in professional wrestling that gets that emotional connection with the fans, that gets the fans either cheering or jeering on the edge of their seats, looking to castrate me and crucify me when I'm a heel, love me and marry me when I'm a babyface, which is very rare. But the point is, there's not many on this planet that do what I do and how I do it well. There's a select few. And if companies want to initialize something that's going to add to their brand awareness and include and make their brand, meaning their company, so much better, then obviously you book GGP. If you want to not do that and you want to penny pinch and you want to hire, you know, $20 wrestlers instead of paying just GGP, then you're going to get $20 wrestlers putting on $20 matches, slapping their legs and blowing spots and just going through the motions and going and calling a called match from A to Z and not giving the fans what they want, they won't come back. So it is what it is. But that's not, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's what Mike did. I'm just saying in general, in any company on the indies, if you have a valuable commodity, yeah, you get what you pay for. So if you got to pay the extra Scott to get the quality, it's going to come back to you in tenfold when he's talking people into the building, when he's pushing your company online, where he's taking your company championship onto national stage in a photo shoot with the company as a model, whatever the case may be. Point is that whatever company I'm involved in, they don't just book me for the night. I'm always asking promoters, yo, I'm gonna do a promo. Cool? Cool. I'm gonna promote your brand. Send me a match graphic, send me a show graphic. And I nonstop push it on my social media, nonstop talk about it, nonstop do promos because you gotta promote yourself and the person who's paying you, the company that's paying you. Not a lot of people do that. So, and on top of that, when you get to the dance, you get to the show, you got to deliver and give the fans what they want. And there's no other heel like GGP in professional wrestling. I'm sorry, there isn't. And there's very, very, very few ring generals on the independents left. I can gladly say I'm one of them, probably the best one. But again, I don't want to come off egotistical. I'm just confident in my abilities. So, as far as ICW goes, maybe this is the beginning of a new relationship. Maybe this is the beginning of the end of whoever is the champion, and they have to look behind their back because GGP's coming for the title. Who knows? Buy a ticket and find out. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
It's funny what you just said before. I just want to go back to something you just said before about how you promote yourself and how you're constantly putting out promos and you're constantly putting out stuff to promote your appearance. And I agree with you. You don't see a lot of wrestlers do that because, and I've learned this being, vicariously in, learning about the industry. A lot of people think it's like WWE, where it's like, okay, you have a weekly program, okay, great. And I feel like not a lot of wrestlers take advantage of the social media side of things.
You're absolutely correct. There's not a lot of people who don't take advantage of the gym, proper nutrition. They don't take advantage of learning how to hone their craft at a wrestling school. They don't put in the reps in the ring. They don't put the reps in for their promos. And what you get is a watered down, stale product that gives the independent wrestling scene, a bad black mark on their ledger. Put it that way. Let me speak in accounting terms or finance terms, because for every GGP that's out there, or for every ring general that's out there, or every person who knows how to work, you'll have 30, 40 guys that claim to be an independent wrestler, but don't go to the gym. They don't know how to work a match or a crowd, can't cut a promo, don't look like an athlete, don't look like a wrestler, don't invest in wrestling boots, do not invest in themselves in a wrestling school to hone their craft and become safe and better at it. So to each their own. I'm not knocking anyone in particular. I'm just stating facts. And there's a big difference between people who know what they're doing and people that don't know what they're doing. And you can see it.
No, absolutely. I want to go back to the Hall of Fame stuff here for a second.
Go
Now,
ahead.
obviously, you've been at this now for a while. You've had a lot of moments in your career, a lot of
Of
big
course.
moments. Where does this rank? You being inducted into the Immortal Hall of Fame. Where does that rank?
Well, this is a very big moment for me. This is the second Hall of Fame I'll be in. I'm in the ECWA Hall of Fame. This will be the Immortal Championship Wrestling Hall of Fame. And who knows, maybe one day I'll be in other Hall of Fames like the Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame or the NYWC Hall of Fame or, who knows? It doesn't matter. Alphabet City Hall of Fame. It doesn't matter which Hall of Fame. In fact, maybe if VCW had a Hall of Fame or whatever. Point is, it is a big moment, and I am honored to be considered for it. And I get to be in the same Hall of Fame as my brother Bin Hamin, my conspiracy horseman brother, um, who in my opinion, is one of those few ring generals who knows how to work a crowd and knows how to work and has a tremendous wrestling mind. It's going to be a big night for everybody in attendance. From top to bottom, beginning first match, last match, and everything in between, even the Hall of Fame ceremony. It's going to be a night to remember.
I absolutely. And then I want to jump ahead. Obviously, you talked about how wrestlers don't do certain things. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that the whole saying of that I've heard a lot? If you want to succeed in independent wrestling, you have to invest in yourself. You have to put money into yourself.
That's in anything. If you want to succeed in any line of business, you have to invest in yourself. No one's going to give you anything. And that's the problem with a lot of these kids nowadays. They have that self-entitlement. They don't know what hard work really is. At 48 years old, 26 years in the business, I can outwork, outtalk anyone on the independent and the national level. And you know what? It may sound egotistical, but again, I am just confident to what I bring in the table. And what I bring is a boatload of experience, a boatload of talent, and the ability, and most importantly, the fact that I'm not scared to lose. I'm not scared to fail, because if when you fail, you learn, and you only grow as a person, as a competitor, as an entertainer by trial and error. You don't hit a home run the first time you're up. And if you're up, second time you strike out. That's the nature of the beast. It is what it is. So, point being is, yeah, there are a lot of cats out there who think that, oh, guess what? I learned how to bump. I learned how to flip. I learned how to slap my leg. I'm a pro wrestler. No, sunshine, you're not. You're a cosplay wrestler in my eyes. You got to earn the right to be in that ring. You got to earn the right to earn the respect from the people. You got to earn the right to call yourself a professional wrestler. A lot of these kids nowadays, they're not. I wouldn't pay. They would have to pay me to come see them wrestle. Put it that way.
Now, I get what you're saying. And obviously, me being on the fan side of things,
don't get me wrong. I'm a fan as well.
Yeah,
and I mean, put it this way: if I wasn't a fan, I wouldn't be doing this at all. I wouldn't emulate what I saw growing up. You know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying, but you bring up being a fan and everything. Obviously, we're a few days out from SummerSlam, and I just want to get your take, obviously, because you do have such a great mind for this business. John Cena, his heel turn. How do you feel from a wrestler's perspective that it's gone?
I love it so far. I mean, look, you can't compare the greatest heel turn of all time, the Darth Vader of pro wrestling, which was Hulk Hogan. You understand? John Cena, I would say, is a close second, next to Andre turning heel. There's other great heel moments in history, but wasn't on such a national level. Where it affects pop culture. It's covered by different zeitgeists in the media, whatever the case may be. I think John Cena is doing a phenomenal job. I think he's a great worker. People used to talk trash about him, used to shit on him. Is he a little unorthodox? Yeah, so what? But he's clutch, and he's never delivered a bad match. And he's always been there for all the kids in the Make-A-Wish, and for the WWE who put food in his mouth and money in his bank, and for the fans. So, to me, he's one of the greatest. And I'm not just saying that because I would like to wrestle him or work for WWE. It's just facts. Would I like to wrestle him? Sure. Of course. Who wouldn't? Would I like to work for WWE? Sure. Of course. Who wouldn't? But the point I'm trying to make is that this individual, for X amount of years, delivered nonstop, in the ring and outside the ring. And now they turn him heel, and he's having a hell of a run. And it is what it is.
Absolutely. I want to get to, before I know you also have Colossal and you have Virginia Championship Wrestling as well, that I'll get to them in a second.
I also have Win coming up. I'm on the Win show on the 29th.
Yep, definitely have all that coming up. But I don't know if you had a chance to see. I mentioned Ryan Peterson before.
Yeah, Tubby.
He was actually in a match recently.
Was it a hot dog eating contest?
No, he was actually in a tag team.
Do you know he can eat a whole package of Frankfurters hot dogs without using his hands? He's very talented, that guy.
But I don't know if you got a chance to see his match.
No, I didn't see his match. Why was he in a match?
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm just saying because I will say this much: I know he's not a wrestler,
He's a ring announcer, a good one at that.
except I've seen the times when he's ring announced you, and it becomes fun after a while.
Well, listen, my job as a heel is to get everybody over, correct?
Yeah.
So there you go.
We do got a comment actually coming in from a friend of the show, Billy, saying, "All hail GGP."
What's up, Billy? That's right. All hail GGP.
But so okay, so you have Win coming up. Bring people up to date as far as what's been going on with Win and Virginia Championship Wrestling and Colossal.
Well, the Virginia Championship Wrestling, I just recently won the Lethal Lottery Battle Royal, so I have a open ticket at any championship that I can cash in during the year. I came in number 20, and I literally, right? It's a 20-man battle royal. The fans pick everybody, but I secured the last spot because I destroyed my opponent from the prior month named Techno. And I came in, and with the technical prowess and the cunningness and the wrestling ability that's bestowed upon me through my DNA that's in my veins, I out-wrestled, outclassed everybody, and started throwing everyone in and out of the ring to where it came down to myself and Myron. And then Myron and I happened to end up on the apron. And what happened was Myron punched me. He hurt his hand when he hit this granite jaw. And when I gave him the look, when he hit me and I got mad, he got so scared, he peed in his tights and jumped off the apron because he knew I was just going to kick his ass and secure the victory. And that's exactly what happened. He couldn't cut it. And then all hail GGP. I won the Liberty Lottery. And now I have an opportunity at any belt in the company. Now, Rex Lawless is the heavyweight champion. Desmond is the U.S. Liberty champion and the tag team champions. Well, if I do go for the tag team gold, I need to find a partner. If I do, or if I go back to the Liberty championship or back to the heavyweight championship that was stolen from me, who knows? Maybe I'll go for every championship and become a triple crown winner. Listen, when you guys want to find out, you guys are going to have to buy a ticket to find out in Virginia Championship Wrestling. I'm not giving any of my secrets out for free. It's a guaranteed title shot. That's the ace up my sleeve. I'm not giving that away for anything. So that's up with Virginia Championship Wrestling. As far as Win goes, the last time I was at Win, I was teaming with Homicide, and we got bamboozled because our partner turned on us, Santos, and he has I'll take care of that when the time is right. And I have my eyes on that WIN heavyweight championship, but their champion, that fat Hispanic Oompa Loompa, Adrian Santos, he keeps ducking me. He don't want to get in the ring with GGP because he knows I'll beat his ass so bad that he'll be like Roberto Duran, and he'll be like, no mas, papi, and I'll become the champion. So he's wrestling whoever he's wrestling. And I think Richard Holiday is wrestling Joey Conway that night, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, whoever I'm wrestling that night, whoever they put in my ring, I'm going to decimate. I'm going to destroy. I'm going to make an example of, make them my sacrificial lamb, because I'm on a quest to become the next Win heavyweight championship, heavyweight champion, and have that championship around my sexy Greek waist. Because let's face it, GGP equals asses in seats. And when I'm at home in the main event, everyone comes to see me do what I do best in the main event. So that's what's up with Win. NYWC, I'll be at their next show in August at Mulcahy's out in Long Island. It's on the 24th. So got a couple things going on. And their other show the following week, I forgot where, out in Long Island, but go to NYWC Wrestling to check it out. They're wrestling twice. They have 2 shows in August. The Mulcahy show is going to be an amazing event. You have such talent like big time Tony Burma, who's the champion. You have Joey Conway. You have Cade Lothbrook, current Crusher Dugan Cup winner. You have Mr. Entertainment Brian Vitko, who is, in my opinion, money beyond money. And a lot of people need to realize and wake up that he has one hell of a voice and a hell of a commentator. I mean, there's many pans in the fire, my friend, and hopefully I'll end up here. Hopefully I end up there. You'll see GGP there. You see GGP here. We have the NWA coming up at Paramount. Maybe I'll show up there. Maybe I won't. Buy a ticket, find out.
Absolutely. I totally agree with what you're saying. And again, guys, you don't want to miss GGP in action, because when GGP is in action, you're going to get good wrestling. Last thing I was going to say, GGP, we were talking earlier about, some of the stuff you bring, and just me, from what I've noticed, you also bring believability.
Thank you.
People believe when you're cutting a promo in the ring, or you're going, you're yelling at the ring announcer, they believe it almost. So you do a very good job at that.
Definitely. There is no almost. Do or do not, there is no try, my friend. Listen, there are many flavors of wrestling. It's like ice cream, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. My flavor of professional wrestling is believability and realism. That's what I bring to the table. You'll never see any wasted motion with GGP. That's what makes me a ring general. You never see me doing nonsense when, put it this way, I don't need to crawl around the corner to cross the street. I'll cross the street to get across the street, and I'll do it well. And you'll hate me or love me every step of the way as I'm crossing that street to get where I need to get to, because either I want you to hate me or I want you to love me. Whatever it is, I am the puppet master that's manipulating your emotions. Subconsciously, you don't even know I'm doing it to you, but you're falling in love or you're ready to kill me, because that's what professional wrestling's all about. It's reacting. It's not acting. It's reacting, like Jim Cornette says. And that's what I bring to the table. Johnny Valentine, Greg the Hammer Valentine's father, once said, "You may not believe wrestling's real, but you'll believe I'm real." And I took that saying as a mantra and applied it to my craft. And that's exactly what I bring to the table. Because let's face it, you go to a certain wrestling event, you see a certain wrestler in the ring, you're like, I'm bigger and tougher than this guy, or this guy's a fat piece of shit. There's no way he can do anything to me if we got into a real fight. You get into a real fight with GGP, whether it's in the streets, whether it's in a bar, whatever the case may be, you're not walking out, guaranteed. Now, I'm no tough guy by any stretch of the imagination, but I come from an era where if trouble comes my way, I don't walk away. I settle it right then and there, and it gets settled. So I bring that same mentality to the ring. My opponent is my opponent for the night. Whether it's a friend, whether it's not someone I don't know, it don't matter. We step into that ring. It's almost like method acting. Boom. Let's go.
I get what you're saying. That's one thing that I always preach on the show, and one of the things I always appreciate watching you in action is everything you do in the ring has a reason behind it.
I agree. And thank you for noticing it. Thank you for noticing it, because it's very important to me. Because to me, there has to be a rhyme or reason for everything that you do. There has to be a logic behind why you're punching someone in the face, why you're suplexing someone off the top rope. There has to be some sort of logic why you're slamming somebody, or you're pinning somebody, or you're trying to get someone to submit, or whatever the case may be. If you're just doing stuff to do stuff and there's no meaning behind it, people pick up on it. They feel it in the atmosphere. But if you tell a story properly, and you adhere to their emotions, and you capture that emotions in certain moments, and then they're hooked, then you got them. And then you have them here. And when you have them here in the palm of your hands, you can have them do whatever you want. And there's no greater high than manipulating an entire audience to dance the way you want them to dance. And at the meantime, and in between time, telling a story, getting the story over, and getting your opponent over while getting yourself over at the same time and in between time. So Like I said, it's a lost art, my man. Not a lot of people know what the hell they're doing.
I believe
So
me, I get what you're saying. Obviously, as I said before, I said it for the entirety of the show. I'm coming from the fans' perspective, but the one thing I have preached on the show for the last almost 4 years is storytelling. I have preached that up and down, and again, I know people are gonna sit there and say, but I don't, I have no right to say that because I'm a fan. But I can tell in a match if people are doing moves for the sake of doing a move, or if they're doing a move because there's a reason behind it.
well, if you can tell, then the guy who bought a ticket next to you can tell. His girlfriend can tell who bought a ticket as well, so on and so forth. Point being is when that goes down, you're just wasting your time if you're just doing moves for the sake of doing moves. And let's face it, man, moves don't matter. You can do a triple Lindy off the top rope. The first time someone sees it, they're going to be in amazement. Whoa! They're going to go home. Did you see that? The 10th time they've seen the same move, it's going to be so watered down because they've already seen it that it's lost its appeal. And you're worried about getting your move and quote unquote getting your shit in and getting your move over. You're not getting yourself over while getting your opponent over. And at the end of the day, nobody's over. And when the move is watered down and no one cares anymore, no one's going to come back because no one cares about the people in the ring. And they don't care about the move because they've seen it a million times, either on a highlight reel or in attendance at an event. So the point of being a professional wrestler is to get your opponent over by getting yourself over at the same time. This way, people can be attached to you emotionally. They can resonate to what you're doing. They can digest it. They can say, "Hey, this guy, I can't stand this guy," or "Hey, this girl, I love this girl. She's good. Watch what she does. She really knows how to wrestle." You know what I mean? It's not difficult. We're telling a movie. We're telling a short film, a play, within the confine of a ring, within a certain amount of time. It's David versus Goliath. It's good versus evil. It's God versus the devil. It's the oldest story ever told. But every time we step in the ring, we just have to put our own little twist in it for whatever time we're allowed to, and get them at the edge of their seats and getting them believing and getting lost in disbelief for whatever time. And you do that, you're golden.
Believe me, I totally get what you're saying. Again, Papadon, I appreciate you coming on tonight. It means a lot.
Not a problem, man. I appreciate you having me anytime. I like coming on your show and enlightening the masses because they need a lot of enlightening.
Absolutely. Before we let you go, I think we actually have another comment coming in here. The girlfriend's just checking the show out.
Hi, Amanda Panda.
Papadon, before we let you go, where can the fans connect with you on social media? And what do you have coming up that you like to promote?
All right. So you can get me on X and on Instagram. It's at God Papadon. My Facebook is Demetrius Papadon. I reached my friends limit. I hate Facebook, but whatever. We're in 2025. We can't have more than 5,000 friends, but whatever. Demetrius Papadon. Follow me. I guess you get a follow button on Facebook now. You can follow me, message me, whatever. The YouTube channel is Greek God Papadon. I have a Pro Wrestling Tee store, Pro Wrestling Tees / Greek God Papadon. What do I have coming up? Let's see. I may or may not show up at NWA at the Paramount. Buy a ticket, find out. But you should go regardless. That show is going to be amazing. I'm a very big fan of the NWA and what they're producing. You can catch me at Win. August. Well, sorry, not Win. ICW the 5th, which is the middle of the week, for the Hall of Fame induction, and I will be on the card that night wrestling somebody very, very talented, and it's going to be a hell of a match. I don't want to say because they're going to advertise it, and I let them do it first. Then I have Win the 29th.
Yeah, end of August.
The 24th, I have NYWC at Mulcahy's. The 30th is NYWC as well. So that's all. And then, yeah, so those are my August dates. September, I got to take a look, but I believe I'm in VCW at the end of September. Bear with me. You can catch me at the end of CCW, Colossal Championship Wrestling on the 20th of September in Queens, New York. The 27th is VCW. You could catch the NFO podcast. We haven't filmed one in a while. We haven't recorded one. A lot of personal stuff came in the way. Plus, you could say we've been on a hiatus. There hasn't been really a lot of good Star Wars news. But we're going to record sooner or later. But you can catch the back episodes. Go on all your local podcasts. Just look at the New Force Order Star Wars podcast. And that's basically it, my man. Hopefully you catch me on TNA next week on the tape show, playing Secret Service agent, man. And, just enjoy wrestling for what it is. We have SummerSlam coming up. We have TNA coming up. We have so much stuff coming up of so much talented individuals nowadays that are on TV that someone's going to either hit the nail on the head and give you the flavor of ice cream you like. But I can guarantee you GGP always does. So
totally agree. Again, just want to make another mention. Obviously, you are part of the class of for Immortal Championship Wrestling. So again, congratulations on that. Guys, we have a boatload of interviews coming up this week. Our regular show tomorrow night, which is actually going to be 2 hours tomorrow night because we're back to 2 hours now. We also have coming up Brian Orlando from 94.3 The Shark is coming on the show on Wednesday. Tristan Law is coming on the show on Wednesday. Big Jeff Noyce is coming on the show on Thursday. Obviously, like GGP said, we also have SummerSlam coming up. So there's a lot of stuff that's coming up. Guys, again, subscribe to God Papadon's YouTube page. That will actually be in the description below. So you definitely want to go subscribe. Again, guys, subscribe to the all-new ATI Network. I have to remember the name now because there's like 800 of them. But, guys, again, subscribe to us, follow us. If you missed this interview, you can go back you can catch a replay of it, or you can go to any podcast store and go get it there. Again, Papadon, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate it a lot, my friend.
Thank you, brother. Hopefully I'll see you soon, and be safe until I see you, and don't let Amanda smack you around. I know you like it.
All right, guys, we're out of here. See you guys next time.
Take care. Later.